Good evening. Welcome back to the Man Cave. Today, being Sunday, I don't know when it's going to get posted, but this is how we've been trying to do our schedule, is our review day. We were asked while we were at Gen Con to review Cat Fluxx. Now, Cat Fluxx is a game designed by Looney Labs, and while we were at Looney Labs, we met, who did we meet? We met the young lady who runs Looney Labs, her and her husband, and Kristen. Kristen runs the company, and Andy, her husband, apparently is the guy who designs everything. I had heard of Fluxx before, never played Fluxx before. So I went up to her and I said, look, I have a very unique problem. She said, what's that? I said, I want to buy Fluxx. She said, well, that's good. And I said, but I don't know which one I should get. And so she's like, what do you mean? I told her that we're starting a channel, that we're doing, we've got about 100 followers. She said, oh, you are a media creator. I was like, yes, we are. And she said, okay, come over here. She brought me to the back. She showed me the Cat Fluxx is the newest version of Fluxx that is premiering on September 8th. And she said that since because we were doing media production, that she would allow us to take a version of Cat Fluxx home with us so that we could review the game online. I said, that's awesome. She also said, well, I hope that you also buy another version of Fluxx. And I said, oh, well, I'm going to. I ended up picking Monster Fluxx because my family likes monsters, and I think this would be fun. Of the monster version of Fluxx, there's Monster Fluxx, Zombie Fluxx, and Cthulhu Fluxx. Monster Fluxx just seems more fun with Dracula, Frankenstein. The original Horrified is still my family's favorite game, so I was like, okay, we'll do that one. And then she gave me a promo card for Fluxx, and it's usable in any box. The one that we grabbed was called, the one she was giving out this time was called Secret. I was bitten by a zombie. So that seems to better fit with some of the more monstery type things. Anyway, that's not exactly when you're going to put in Cat Fluxx. So I got that. It's now in my Monster Fluxx box, which we will play later. But for now, I want to talk about Cat Fluxx. She asked us to mention her new product line. So I have her new product line right here. As you can see, Word Fluxx was the first of the new products. It premiered in March, just under 6 months ago. After that came Mystery Fluxx, which, that's kind of cool if that's your thing. And then Cat Fluxx will be next. Now, we have cats in my family, so I thought, oh, this could be fun. This is a light, very light game that anybody can play. It is 100 cards. That's it. It's geared to be 1 to 6 players, ages 8 to everything. And it plays in anything from 10 to 30 minutes, depending on the different types of rules that you use. Now, basic rules of the game I can teach you right now. You have this card. This card sits on the middle of the table, and it says everybody gets 3 cards. After everybody has 3 cards, the first person plays. That person draws 1, plays 1. That's it. Now, that's where it gets interesting, because every moment from the first play, this card game is in flux, hence the name. The rules change, the goals change, actions, cards that you do, that can change. What happens in front of you can change. Everything is in constant motion. So there are 4 basic kinds of cards. You have rules cards, whereas you have a card in your hand that might change how many you draw. It might say, oh, you draw 1, or you can draw up to 5. It might say you can play 2 cards. It can say play all of your cards except for 1. It might even say play all your cards. Might say that your hand size is limited to 3, so you're drawing 5, but then you have to discard cards because you're still only playing 1. The game it fluctuates all the time, hence the name. It's very, very silly and fun. It is family style, fun, frenzied game that is very much in the style of like an Uno game, where things are going fast and furious and it's constantly changing. And a game that looks like it's about to end could end up restarting. There's a rule that says get rid of all of the other rules. And so you're getting rid of all the rules and starting back to the beginning. And in this one, it's cat themed. So, there's, almost forgot. Along with the rules cards, there are action cards, goal cards, which I mentioned. And then there's keeper cards. And what you do is the keeper cards are the ones that, they're the green cards. Like, this is Cat Fluxx, so 90% of your keeper cards are going to be cats, right? All different kinds of cats. It is the keeper cards that you put in front of you that allow you to make goals. For instance, this goal says 4-legged friends. If you have the dog and the mouse, then you win this version of Cat Fluxx, because the dog and the mouse are the 4-legged friends of cats. See, it's cat themed. There are also cards in this game called creepers. Creepers stop you from winning the game, and it's things like this cone of shame. The cone of shame attaches to one of your other keepers, and so it stops you from winning unless one of the goals say you have to have somebody in a cone of shame in order to win. Or there's another rule that says creepers don't stop you from winning. Creeper cards don't count as cards that are played. As soon as you get one, you have to put it down right in front of you, and then you grab a card to replace it so that it doesn't interfere with the gameplay at all, which I found very interesting. There's only 4 creeper cards in the entire game, and a couple of the goals even include them. Like there's one that's the totally empty food dish. And if the totally empty food dish and a human come up together, then, or the totally empty food dish and the dog who ate your food come up together, then you win the game. So it's interesting things like that. We enjoyed this game quite a bit. I've played this now with 2 people, with 3 people, with 4 people, briefly with 5 people. And by briefly, I mean this game has an incredible mechanic mixed into it. If you're playing with 4 people and somebody's got to go, they just pack up their stuff, boom, they're gone. If somebody wants to add into the game, you just toss them 3 cards and then they catch up with whatever rules are going on and they're just right into the mix of things. It's quite easy. And it's very simple and it works well. It's a great dynamic for an active family who might have, like, oh, I've got 5 minutes to play. Maybe this game will only take 5 minutes. Well, then the game takes 15 minutes. So that person's out changing the trash, taking the dog out, doing whatever. And then they can run back in. It's nice to have that type of fluctuation and flexibility. It's really good. The game was fun. My family liked it because we're a cat family. There's actually a card that says if there's a live cat in the room, you do something different to the game, which is kind of interesting because we have live cats that are sometimes in the room sleeping next to us or interfering with whatever we're trying to do, you know, as cats do. So for this game, we consider it, I mean, I'm very glad I have Fluxx. The other great thing about Fluxx itself, but beyond just being which version you get, is it can suit any style, any taste. Currently, I don't know how many different types of Fluxx there are, but there are a lot. There's like Fairy Tale Fluxx, there's Wizard of Oz Fluxx, there's Space Travel Fluxx, there's 2 different Star Trek Fluxxes, there's the Monster Fluxx, the Cthulhu, there's tons of different Fluxx. If you've got something that you enjoy, there's a Fluxx that likely matches that enjoyment level. And that just makes it that much more fun. I don't think that Fluxx is a game that you need to buy every version of, but if you have 2 or 3 in your game closet, then you're going to have a fun game to whip out whenever anybody's got friends over. It's a light game. It's easily learned. You can pick it up pretty fast. We've had everything from our 8-year-old to our grandmother all playing at the same time, and it was fairly smooth getting people into the rules, getting people into the scope of things. So for our family, we give it a critical success. And we thank you very much for allowing us to have Cat Fluxx. And just so you know, we will be keeping this in our collection. And I'm glad that we also added Monster Fluxx. So thank you very much, Looney Labs. Like I said, this was an endorsed review. But the fact that she gave me the game did not mean I was going to like it. But I did like it. So again, I want to thank you for that. And that's going to be it for tonight. So thank you very much for joining us. Until next time, may all your rules be criticals.